How does someone protect their thyroid?
Today, we have some, it's a good question. How do you protect your thyroid? Well, first, we have to get the radiation out of the thyroid. Major radiation exposure from Fukushima, as well as Chernobyl. What do I mean? So, after Fukushima went off, okay, the amount of people with poorly functioning thyroid on the West Coast significantly increased. Like it went up to 28%. Okay, and in Japan it went up to 44% hypothyroid problems, directly related to the radiation. Okay, well, we can't be wearing a lead collar. It's not too helpful. But there are certain homeopathic remedies that we have, or a particular one called Radnut that we actually sell that gets rid of intracellular radiation. And I'm going to say often, I shouldn't say that, 100% of the time, people have excess accumulation of radiation in their thyroid because the thyroid's so active. So we need to avoid radiation situations, but we need to get it out of our thyroid. So I give this Radnut to clear the radiation part out of the thyroid. So that's step one, and a very important step. And people vary, but people on the West Coast are more exposed, have been more exposed to the Fukushima radiation, so they usually need more. Now, that's part one. I certainly wouldn't be having all the fish, so I would eat lower in the food chain because the animals have, particularly the fish, have a lot more. In fact, all the fish in the Pacific Ocean have been found to have radiation in them from Fukushima. So I certainly would avoid the fish, and I would also say eat lower on the food chain because the animals accumulate the toxins a lot more in their system. About 95 to 97% of all the pesticides, herbicides, and I'm going to say toxins, including radioactive iodine, are accumulating at a higher level. So by eating lower in the food chain, you get some protection. Third is almost every 96% of the American population, roughly speaking, is deficient in iodine. So you need I- to optimize the function of your thyroid. So we want to supply iodine to bring the function up to normal. Those are the main broad strokes, and my clinical experience is almost a great many people now are suffering from thyroid problems. And I'm going to call it subclinical thyroid. They're just a little colder, they're just a little slower, versus gross thyroid, and that's from these factors. And these three things I mentioned are a good way to bring it into function.
Do you eat a 100% plant-based diet, and if so, for how long have you been doing that?
I started on a 100% plant-based in 1973. Kind of a funny way to do it. My wife was pregnant with her second child, and we had a collective nightmare where we dreamed in the same night that the fetus was a chicken and we were eating it. And we immediately both went vegan. It was a one-night conversion. Okay. Since that time, I've been vegan. So that's about 46 years. And then later, from 73, by 83, I was live food. I'm going to say 99% live foods and 100% vegan. And it works. I'm healthier, I'm stronger, I'm more flexible than I was as the captain of an undefeated Amherst College football team and inductee into the National Football Hall of Fame. it's dramatically different. How different? Well, when I was 20, I could do 70 push-ups and about 7 pull-ups, which is a lot, actually, for most people. And at 60, I did 601 push-ups. And I could do that now. I'm close to 76 for now, chronologically. And I could do that. It would take me a few months of practicing to get up there. On my 75th birthday, easily did 300. I didn't want to push myself, so it's not a problem. And I went from 7 pull-ups to 100 pull-ups, and at the age of 75. So what does that tell us? Well, first, you don't get weaker on a vegan diet. Okay, there are many vegan athletes, but who are Olympic stars and so forth. But I'm just talking about me, and I'm talking about comparing at 20 to 75. And I'm now stronger, and I'm way more flexible. I couldn't get close to touching my toes playing football. Now my palms on the ground. I can sit in full lotus where I could barely cross my legs. At the age of 20, it's like, so I'm more flexible, I'm stronger, probably have more endurance. I haven't checked it that way, but I go all day long. So instead of going downhill on the vegan diet, a properly applied vegan live food diet is actually improved strength and endurance and flexibility. So I think that speaks for itself in terms of, well, does it work? Well, yeah. Now what's the catch? You have to match your diet to your constitution. That's really, really important. And we're all different, but I'm a person that doesn't need much protein and doesn't need a whole lot of fat. But I have just a moderate amount of carbohydrate. And the only carbohydrate I have are leafy greens and sprouts and vegetables. So I don't have grains in my diet. I actually eat once a day because on a live food diet you just don't need to eat that much. And my weight stays the same. It's been the same since it's the same as my high school weight, completely stable. So that's the key. So you have to have the right diet. Some people, 70%, according to the statistics, need a higher protein, higher fat, lower carbohydrate diet, and other people need lower fat, lower protein, and more carbohydrate. So we're all variable. We're all unique individuals. Once you find your optimal diet, which gives you optimum strength and energy throughout the day, that's what you want. But we got to understand we are different. And genetically, on chromosome 19, some of the research makes it clear that it says how much protein, how much fat, how much carbohydrate. So it's not an opinion issue. We have different genetics, and the secret to being successful on a vegan and live food diet is getting the diet that fits your constitution. Basically 99% of the people I work with are going to be successful because I'm coaching and guiding them how to make it to your constitution. People don't generally have that level of success because they're saying there's one diet for everybody. Well, we're not a bunch of cows. Sorry about that. We are unique individuals. We have 20, 30,000 different kind of genes and over 200,000 gene variations. And so I spent a lot of time saying that you've got to develop a diet that optimizes your function. And that's kind of where the secret to being successful on the live food vegan diet.
I knew you played football. Did you say you're in the Hall of Fame? The Collegiate Hall of Fame or the National Football?
Well,
I'm just curious.
It's called, it's the National Football Hall of Fame, the Collegiate Division.
Got it.
I got pro offers, but I didn't play pro ball.
That's what I thought. That's why I was just merely curious for my own curiosity. Another question. Well, real quick, what position did you play? Were you
middle linebacker and guard?
Thought you were a linebacker. Yeah,
and I was pretty much often the smallest guy on the field.
You mentioned that you eat once a day, and I'm just curious, is it typically the same time each day, and if so, when?
I usually eat about somewhere between 1:30 and 2:30.
So basically lunch is,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't eat at night.
yeah.
I don't drink after a certain time. That's it.
Right. Obviously, you keep yourself hydrated all day as you're drinking.
That's right.